Hello! Today we're going to have a look at the first of your Scottish set text poems for National 5 English. It's a poem called Valentine by Carol Ann Duffy, and I'm going to annotate it with you. Valentine. Not a red rose or a satin heart. I give you an onion. It is a moon wrapped in brown paper. It promises light like the careful undressing of love. Here, it will blind you with tears like a lover. It will make your reflection a wobbling photo of grief. I am trying to be truthful. Not a cute card or a kissogram. I give you an onion. Its fierce kiss will stay on your lips, possessive and faithful as we are, for as long as we are. Take it. Its platinum loops shrink to a wedding ring, if you like. Lethal. Its scent will cling to your fingers, cling to your knife. The first thing to notice is that Valentine is a dramatic monologue. This means it's written in the first person. The speaker of the poem is addressing someone, but we don't know who that is. They're not necessarily speaking to the reader of the poem. The speaker reveals aspects of their character, and this can be on purpose or it can be unintentional. And the final thing is that the reader becomes aware of a gap between what the speaker is saying and the underlying sides of their character. Throughout the poem, I will use the words speaker and persona to mean the same thing. That is, the poetic voice that is speaking through the poem. Not a red rose or a satin heart. This is a very strong negative opening, and the speaker's making it clear that she will not be giving traditional Valentine's gifts. The rose is strongly linked with love and romance, as are hearts. However, the satin heart hints at commercial gifts and suggests that the speaker views these as something that are not genuine. I give you an onion. Well, this is surprising. It's the exact opposite of a romantic gift. It's something everyday, something mundane, something cheap, decidedly not a romantic gift. The full stop at the end of this line makes it look like the speaker feels they've said all they need to. However, they then go on as it becomes clear that some explanation of their gift is required. In the next line, the onion is compared to the moon, and this links to traditional ideas of romance, moonlit walks, conventional ideas of love. The gift is also wrapped. It's in plain brown paper, not in fancy glitzy commercial wrapping, but there's a suggestion here that beneath that plain exterior, there is something really very special. In line 4, the onion moon promises light. We can understand light to mean happiness or contentment. And in line 5, where the onion is compared to the careful undressing of love, this extends to show that love is also thought to promise happiness. The careful undressing of love is an erotic image and suggests a sexual relationship also holds this promise of light or of happiness. The word careful indicates possibly the early stages of a relationship where things are moving cautiously. It could also refer to the layers of a partner's personality and character being discovered to reveal a deeper emotional connection. So this undressing of the kind of emotional armour that we all wear. However, promises is a key word here. A promise is not a guarantee. Therefore, it isn't certain that love or the onion will bring happiness. So stanza 3 begins with the minor sentence, here. It could be an instruction, it might be a plea, it might be that the loved one isn't keen to take the gift and the persona is trying to persuade her, or it could be demanding, the persona is taking control and trying to force her lover to accept the onion. In lines 7 to 8, it is ambiguous again, the same as it was in lines 4 to 5. The pronoun refers to both the onion and to love. And here it suggests that both the onion and the love can cause tears, the sort of stinging tears you get from the acrid onion juice and the unhappy tears that you get from love. The word blind suggests that you can't see or maybe you can't understand things properly when you're in love. It's interesting to note as an aside that both Eros and Cupid, the Greek and Roman gods of love, are blind. This suggests that love takes away the ability to see things clearly and has a very obvious link to this idea that love brings unhappiness. It will make your reflection a wobbling photo of grief. These lines emphasise the fatalistic idea that love brings sadness, that tears of unhappiness are the inevitable result of love. A photo is an effective choice of image, as photos are used by lovers to record happy memories, but are often dwelt on in pain following a breakup. It suggests how this sadness distorts a lover's image of themselves, hence the wobbling. It is them, but they're not as they used to be. And it's this idea that love damages your personality in some way as it ends. Grief is a strong choice of word, showing how deep the feelings of loss and pain are when you're vulnerable and in love. So in line 11, we have, I am trying to be truthful. This is the central idea of the poem. It's emphasised by being an end-stop line and a one-line stanza. It's this idea that honesty is better than lying. However, notice that the speaker is trying to be truthful. They're not being truthful. Does this mean that truth is something really difficult? Does the speaker's lover not want to hear the truth? Or is perhaps the speaker drawing attention to the fact that they aren't telling the truth? The alliterative sound of the t links up trying and truthful. It's quite a hard sound. Compare it with, for example, choosing honest as a word instead of truthful. And this hard t makes the persona sound forceful again, which you can compare with the word here at the start of stanza 3. Stanza 5 mirrors the structure of stanza 1, and I'll give you some more detail about that later. But if you note again here, this not at the opening of the line, again, it's a rejection. And the alliteration of the k sound in cute card and kissogram makes this sound like an adverb. It sounds like something a bit insincere. The word cute doesn't sound like something positive here, it sounds pejorative. Bear in mind as well, a kissogram isn't a real kiss. It's something or someone who is bought. It's commercialised, it's cheapened, it's devalued. And again, it's this idea that the speaker rejects these tired, cliched Valentine gifts. So stanza 6 begins with the repetition of this line, I give you an onion. Is the lover still needing persuasion to accept the gift? It sounds as if that's a possibility. And then when we look at this idea, its fierce kiss will stay on your lips, suggests that the strength of the raw onion flavour burns the mouth. And this is like a parallel with the fierceness of the kiss of a lover. It's something that's demanding, it's strong, and it's impossible to ignore. And just like the taste of the onion in your mouth would linger, the effects of love will linger. Moving on, the juxtaposition of faithful and possessive is this putting together of positive and negative ideas, and it kind of highlights possessiveness as an alternative view of being faithful, suggesting it's the ownership of the physical and the emotional love of another person. The phrase as we are links the speaker and the lover in a committed, faithful relationship. However, this run-on line, the enjambment, becomes surprising for as long as we are. This creates an expectation on the part of the speaker that the relationship will come to an end and emphasises this idea that love cannot guarantee that it is something everlasting. final stanza begins with this imperative command, take it, and again makes the persona sound forceful. They're giving their lover an instruction, as if their lover is still reluctant to accept the onion or possibly the love of the speaker. The line, it's platinum loops shrink to a wedding ring. Platinum references a metal that's more precious than gold. It's a white metal, like the colour of the onion rings, and the rings inside an onion do indeed grow smaller until they will fit on your finger. However, the pronoun its here again refers to both the onion and to love, and there's a suggestion that love begins as something precious, generous, and bright. Shrinks is negative and gives the sense that love diminishes until a couple are trapped in a marriage that is something smaller than their love originally was. This next line is really non committal. The speaker's disinterested in marriage. Marriage has no more meaning than red roses or kissograms, and it sounds like it's just the next commercial step in a relationship. Alternatively, it may be that the persona is acting unconcerned because secretly she is afraid that her partner will reject her if she proposes. Lethal is another minor sentence, and it's really hard hitting here. It implies violence. It implies that love has the potential to be fatal or at least intensely harmful. Love can destroy people. And now we reach the final two lines of the poem. While the word scent here might make us think about floral fragrances or perfume, the verb cling removes any sort of positive associations. It's something that you cannot remove. The pronoun its is once again referring to the onion and to love. The lingering residues of the onion and of the love affair are unpleasant and can't be easily got rid of. Repetition of the word cling indicates an emotional dependence, like a child might hang on to a parent. The final word in the poem is knife, leaving us with a lingering impression of the violence of love. It shows love's potential to injure, to cut the couple, and this does go both ways, as the knife is your knife, not my knife, suggesting the speaker is just as vulnerable as her lover. If we look at the structure of the poem, we've already said that this is a dramatic monologue. It's written in free verse, but it's not without structure. The line, I am trying to be truthful, can be viewed as the centre of the poem, and the structure that came before this point is repeated after it. And this further emphasises that line as the key idea of the poem. The whole poem is an extended metaphor comparing love to an onion. It's or it can refer to both love and the onion throughout the poem. I hope that's been a helpful look at the poem for you. There are lots of other resources available for you on Teams, and you can always ask your teachers if you're needing further support. Good luck, happy studying.